PartnersForQuality. I'm your host, Shelley Duffy. In today's program, we revisit a member of the Partners for Quality family of agencies that we profiled in a previous program. Citizen Care is a nonprofit organization mainly serving Western Allegheny County that provides residential and community-based supports and services to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. During the next half hour, we're focusing on Citizen Care Employment Services. Although these services vary, they teach important vocational skills and empower participants to learn, grow, and strive for independence. In the second half of today's program, we'll meet two of the individuals supported by these services. Citizen Care's Employment Services do amazing work, so let's start by learning more about them from two people who are driving forces behind their success. Tricia and Stephanie, thank you so very much for helping us learn about Citizen Care Employment. We have Stephanie DiBaggio, Transitional Services Supervisor at Citizen Care, and Tricia Detleff, Coordinator, In-Home and Community Support Program. Thank you both so much. We're so happy you've joined us today.
Hi,
Thank you, Shelley.
Thanks so much. All right, now you both oversee programs that obviously provide jobs and skill training and employment opportunities. So Stephanie, I'm going to start with you. Citizen Care Small Group Employment Program is sort of a starting point, a jumping off point for individuals to develop their job skills. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Yes, Shelley, that is correct. Small group employment features job coaches that are trained to work with adults with disabilities in a small group. The ratio is 3 individuals, no more than 3 individuals to one job coach. And I think that the thing that's most unique about small group is that the job coach is ongoing. They need a little bit more support and training to become more independent, which is our ultimate goal, and just increase all those skills and, build on the skills that they already have, maintain those skills, teach them new things, and also take into account their health and safety. So our job coaches are with them all the time. They do not fade. And so we're there to just provide that ongoing support for them in their job.
Now, I understand that there are 2 levels to small group employment. Can you talk a little bit about that for us?
Sure, absolutely. So some individuals work in what's called community participation supports. So we have small groups that go out with their job coaches, and they work in various companies. We have some groups in a company called Pocket Nurse, which is a medical supply company. So they're packaging and assembling supplies for nursing schools all over the country. We have a couple small groups that go in with a job coach at a place called Victory Packaging. And they work in a couple different places within Victory Packaging. We have one group that does some work for the U.S. Postal Service. And then our other group focuses on work for U-Haul and moving companies. And then we also have a group out at Dell Packaging where they're doing various different jobs there. The difference between community participation supports and the small group is they're still both going out in small groups. It's just the community participation supports is like the first level, and that's where individuals are just doing pieces of a job. Like they might not be able yet to do the full the full scope of the job, but they're really good at some parts of the job. So we really try to focus on their strengths and build on that. Now, small group employment also has teams, each with job coaches, and they work at 4 local hotels contracted with Citizen Care throughout the city. We have one in Oakland, one in the Strip District, and at the Courtyard Moon in Robinson, and also at the Hampton Inn in Settlers Ridge. So those groups do the whole piece of the job. They are housekeepers for the hotels, but they are still supported by a job coach, and they sort of do all of that job. And the job coach is there to just sort of maintain skills and to also maintain their health and safety.
So the sense of accomplishment too that they must feel is just amazing, I'm sure, for how, they're able to go in and learn these skills and be able to work just like you and I.
Absolutely. Yes, it really does provide them with a great sense of contributing to society. They earn competitive wages in small group employment for what they do. They're eligible for raises every year based upon performance appraisals. And the hotels really love, all the companies, the hotels and the companies really love having the individuals there. I think that they contribute to just a really positive work environment. Like if you're in a bad mood and you come into work in a bad mood and you have an interaction with them, it's impossible to stay in that bad mood because they just sort of put everything into perspective, and they're always there and they're always, positive the majority of the time. They love their job. They're always so happy. So the hotels and the companies really love also like us being reliable and dependable. They know that we're going to show up. They know that we don't call off, and that even if maybe one or two people do, there's always going to be a job coach or at least one individual there to get the job done for them, because that's what we've committed to do. So all around, it just is a really beneficial opportunity for everyone.
Now, Tricia, you handle community competitive employment for the persons you support, and these are the same types of jobs that you and I would have, correct?
Yes. So we start working with individuals. It can be at any point. We prefer while they're still in high school at the transition age. So when they're exiting high school, which for most of the people in our community, that's around the age of 21. So sometime between the age of like 19, 20, 21, they enter what's called transition age in high school. And that's where we usually step in and we start to do assessments on maybe what are they interested in. And this doesn't just have to be career-based. This can just be, what are things that you like doing? What are the chores you do at home? What are the things you're interested in doing with your friends? What are some of the things that you don't like doing? If somebody who really hates cleaning, we're not going to try to get them a cleaning job. That's just not going to be successful. So we start with assessments. It doesn't have to be out of high school, but that just tends to be the earliest time that we can get somebody. We don't work with anybody under the age of 18. And then once we finish that, we start working on matching people with community jobs. And the big difference between my program and Stephanie's program is that the goal of my program is full community employment with 100% independence without a job coach. That doesn't mean that always happens, but that is the end goal of competitive community employment. Sometimes they're jobs that you and I can have. Sometimes they're more what's called customized jobs, where we approach an employer and say, this is Jane, for instance, and Jane can do A, B, C, and I see that your company has a need for that. Can we give her a job doing those things? And it's a really awesome experience to be able to help the adults that we support navigate the employment world in this way, because it can be very tricky for a lot of us. And then we also do things like helping prepare their resumes. We help them with interview skills, practice interviews. We go on the interview with the candidate, and then should they be given a job, we help them through orientation and on-the-job training. And then we will continue on the job with the individual for as long as it's needed. For some people, this is a few months, and then we fade off. For some people, this might be long-term, consistent check-ins. We serve as a advocate for them to their management. We serve as their voice, and then we can also, it helps management knowing that they can call us to come back in if there's a training need. You know, a lot of jobs have mandatory OSHA training every year, and that's something we often get called in to help out with. If there's any job changes, that's its big time we come in. We had a lot of people who were baggers in grocery stores, and then after COVID hit, their jobs changed from just bagging to disinfecting the stores. So we got called in for a lot of people that we support to help them adjust to this new part of their job that they didn't have before. So.
Now you talk about a 3-tiered part of
Yeah.
this. Can you
Yeah.
explain that?
So this is where there's a lot of overlap between Stephanie's program and my program. And it kind of works where somebody who maybe has some skills but really needs a lot more work, a lot of support, can go into the community participation support program like Stephanie was talking about, where they get that more assistance. And, you know, Stephanie and her team really work to identify the skills that the person has, the things they like doing, and also the areas that they need a little bit more support in, a little bit more help. And then if they can graduate from that program into the more small group employment where they're out in the hotels, that's a little bit more independent. You tend to be able to do the task from start to finish. And then when a candidate is ready, they can graduate from Stephanie's program into our program, where we look to get them a full community job. And this has happened for several people that we support. And it's really wonderful to see. And that's one of the things that's really awesome about Citizen Care, is just the level of teamwork between all of the different programs and all the different divisions. Because really, it's about what's best for the individual. It's about helping them to live their best life, to be as independent as possible, and to find fulfillment in what they do.
Well, Tricia and Stephanie, we're going to talk to several people that you support and find out more about their lives and what they do and how you've helped them. And we're going to do all that right after the break, so don't go away. You're watching In Touch with Partners for Quality. Welcome back to In Touch with Partners for Quality. I'm Shelley Duffy. Joining us right now are Leanne and Megan. Leanne participates in Citizen Care's small group employment program with Stephanie, and Megan is part of Tricia's program working on community competitive employment. Welcome, and thank you both for joining us today. Leanne,
Thank you.
let's start.
Thank you.
Let's start with you. Tell us where you work and exactly what you do.
I work at a hotel,
Now,
Marriott.
what kind of work do you do there? Tell us a little bit more about it.
Clean, do bathrooms and stuff, and make bed.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
I don't.
You've
don't
been doing
even
it for at least 10 years, Leanne.
10 years, sorry.
It's been so long she forgot how long it's been.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So tell us if you like it, and if so, why? What is it about the job that you really like?
I like hanging out with my friends and help other people.
Now, when you say helping other people, tell us a little bit about that. What kind of feeling does that give you?
Like, happy.
What's the favorite part about this job? What's your favorite part?
Making the bed.
Why is that? I love to make beds myself. I like to make them look very nice, so I'm with you on that. But tell us why you enjoy it.
Because I can help people and train them how to make beds and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna jump in there really quick because Leanne does such a great job with making beds that actually the hotel management has used her before in the past to train their own housekeepers on how to make a perfect bed because she's that good.
oh, she could probably come to my house and maybe you could teach my husband. How about that?
I could probably do that. I could train you.
I would really like that, Leanne, seriously. Well, I'm so glad that it gives you joy. I am sure that there are so many people that you bring joy to their lives and just by all the wonderful things that you do to help them. So I'm sure that everybody is thankful for you, Leanne.
Yep.
All right, we want to talk a little bit now with Megan. Megan, tell us where you work and what you do.
I work with Trish at PartnersForQuality on Wednesdays, and I sanitize door handles, bathroom handles on 2 floors 4 times for 6 hours.
And so how long have you been doing this? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I've been doing it for a month and a half so far. And my background is very exciting. I have a habit that I go out with on Monday,
All right. Now,
and I used to work at Giant Eagle in Passy Village, bagging groceries, and that got a bit boring a little bit.
did you like
And
bagging
I worked at
groceries though?
Goodwill.
Did you like bagging groceries though too?
Yes,
Okay.
I have friends there, and I miss them.
I'm sure you do. We hear that from so many people these days, unfortunately.
Yeah, I also worked at Goodwill in a kitchen training program from March till September.
Okay.
you.
Okay.
So Megan's background a little bit. She was at Giant Eagle for a really long time, and then when that job ended, she went into a training program with Goodwill. And then when COVID hit and we kind of had to change things with sanitizing here at our PFQ corporate office, Megan was a perfect candidate to help out with that job. And so that's what she's been doing since about the beginning of August now. She was evaluated and went through all the trials for that. And that's what she's been doing since the beginning of August.
And Megan, do you like doing that as well?
I love it.
Well, good. Isn't it important to love what you do?
Yes.
Leanne, I wanted to go back to you and ask you, how has Citizen Care helped you in your employment experience? What has it done for you personally?
Just to live in a group home and try to live on my own and stuff. And money.
And money. Megan, how would you say that Citizen Care's helped you as well?
They
It
help
helped
me.
me a lot because I meet a lot of new people. I greet them every day when I work.
Well,
Sure
it's,
do. You meet a lot of new people when you work, and you work on your social skills here in the office for sure.
Yeah.
well, it sounds
Yeah,
like
and
you're
I just
both
want to
doing
jump
wonderful.
in too, with Leanne. She has been offered other employment because she is so skilled and independent. However, she has chosen to remain within small group employment, which is fine too. It's their choice. And but she also expressed an interest a couple of years ago about volunteering for our travel agency that is a subsidiary of Partners for Quality, and that's called Exceptional Adventures. So she went down to 4 days with me, and then every Tuesday she volunteered with Exceptional Adventures. 1 day a week, but she got so good at that, what she was doing last year. Exceptional Adventures offered her a job. So now she has 2 jobs. She's still been laid off just because of COVID and the whole travel thing. But I mean, for almost a year, she worked 2 jobs. She would work with me 4 days, and then she would work with Exceptional Adventures 1 day doing a lot of different office work. So she's really expanding and growing. Just, anytime there's an opportunity that we can meet, we really try to.
And Stephanie, wanted to ask you about just how that growth has come about and what skills she's developed, and maybe the changes that you've seen in her throughout the years. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's really incredible, whenever anyone first starts, and that's just with any job, even you and I, you can just see the growth after a period of time. But Leanne is one that has really always excelled and has really tried. She's reliable, she's dependable, and she really tries to perfect whatever it is that she's learning, which she obviously has with the bed making because she got so good at that. They, have asked her to train other people. So, I mean, you can see the growth and development like over the years, especially when someone takes it as seriously and is excited about it as Leanne. And then it just leads to other opportunities, so we're really happy that we can support her with all of her decisions.
And Tricia, the same with Megan. How have you watched her grow, and what skills has she learned and you've seen her develop over her time with you?
So Megan has always been a very intelligent lady. She's always been very smart, and it's been really wonderful to see how, through working with her in a variety of different settings, Megan has really been empowered to be responsible and take on initiative and take on tasks and really take things seriously, and be very, very serious with what she's doing. She's very responsive to correction, to constructive criticism, and that's not something that's easy for anybody to do, but it has been a skill that Megan has gotten much better at. And just her ability to take on her work tasks and be really independent in them. She's at a point now, after only, since the beginning of August, where she really doesn't need somebody with her the whole time. She is a job coach for a little bit, but she doesn't need somebody to be with her every step of the way, and she likes it that way. She likes being independent, and just being a normal adult, and that's really, really awesome and really wonderful to see.
Absolutely. And it sounds as though that's exactly what you're helping them accomplish. We have about 2 minutes left, and I want to know if a viewer has a loved one that could benefit from the services that both of you provide. How do they go about doing that?
I think the fastest way, if you're still in high school, is to contact your transition coordinator. Every high school has one. If you are out of high school, you should contact your supports coordinator. And if you do not have a supports coordinator, you should contact the county rep in your county. And then you can also contact Stephanie or myself, and we can help you, because the adult world can be a little tricky sometimes, but we've both been in it for a pretty long time now, and I think help you figure out what you need to do.
Yeah, we can guide you through the different steps.
Yeah.
With both of you, what would you like to add for our viewers that are watching right now? Something that's important that you think they need to know about your services?
I think it's important how we work together to help the people that we support be as independent as possible and live their most fulfilled lives. I think that's really.
And just really giving them choice and opportunity, and try to really focus on their strengths, and just be there for them, and provide that support depending on what they want to do.
Yeah, it's all about empowerment, right, Steph?
That's right.
Absolutely. That's what it is about today. My thanks to Leanne, Megan, Stephanie DiBaggio, and Tricia Detlef today for joining me for Citizens Care. I'm telling you, it's just so wonderful to be able to hear from every one of you, not only those who provide the support, but the support itself. Citizen Care's employment services play such a vital role in our community. I hope today's program has given you a greater understanding of how meaningful these supports are to local persons with disabilities. To learn more, visit pfq.org and look for Partners for Quality on Facebook. I'm Shelley Duffy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.